Very appreciative of this organization. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Adam, let's go.
Recording in progress.
Hello, Cammie, welcome. My name is Darcy Drager. I am the chair of the Morris County Democratic Committee, and we are pleased to have you join us tonight. We have Cammie Croft with us, who's running in the CD11 special election. And Cammie, I'm going to go through and ask each of our steering committee members to introduce themselves to you, and then we will get started with the questions. So Donna, you're up first.
Hi, Cammie. I'm Donna Gariglia. I'm the mayor of Morris Township, and I'm on the Morris Township Democratic Committee and a district rep.
Donna.
Sherry. Can you hear me, Sherry?
Sherry might be frozen.
Oh, Sherry is frozen. Oh, dear. Tim, I'm going to go to you and tell Sherry that she's frozen.
Hi, Cammie. Nice to meet you. My name is Sherry.
Oh, so go ahead, Sherry.
Sorry. My name is Sherry, and I am the chair of the Montville Township Democratic Committee.
Nice to meet you.
All right, Tim.
Hi, Cammie. Mayor Tim Doherty, Morristown, and I am the vice chair of the Democratic Local Committee for the town of Morristown.
Nice to meet you.
Sandra.
Hi, Cammie. I'm Sandra Whitner. I'm a council member in the town of Dover.
Hi.
Judy.
Hi, Cammie. I'm Judy Hernandez in Parsippany. I'm on the council in Parsippany, and I'm also the vice chair of the Parsippany Democratic Committee.
Awesome.
Excellent. Mike.
Hi, Cammie. Mike Delamater, vice chair of the Morris County Democrats. And if I'm off camera, it's because I'm unpacking, so don't take offense.
Then Christine Clark, who is also on our steering committee, just joined us. Christine, we're just doing introductions. If you'd like to introduce yourself to Cammie.
Oh, hi. Nice to meet you. Christine Clark. I'm on the Democratic State Committee, vice chair in Jefferson, and was a state Senate candidate recently.
Excellent. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right. So, Ms. Croft, what can you tell us about yourself? What inspired you to run for Congress in CD11, and what is the core message you would like to bring to voters?
Well, one, thank you all for having me. It's a pleasure being with you. And again, thank you for the structure and the very transparent process. Much appreciated. Gives me confidence in our party here. So I'd love to take just a few minutes to share a little bit about what I've done, who I am, and what I will do if given the opportunity to serve in this capacity. So a little bit about me. I'm a mom of 3 kiddos in our Montclair Public Schools. I'm very invested in what is happening with our $19.6 million budget shortfall in Montclair right now, as it impacts my young kiddos for some time. I worked in the Obama White House and helped pass the Affordable Care Act when I was there. And most recently, I've been building and leading a clean energy organization very focused on helping people save money on their energy bills. I've been doing that for the last few years. And earlier this year, the Trump administration attacked that nonprofit. Our bank accounts were frozen, and I personally was named on the Senate floor as being part of a MAGA conspiracy. It was a bit of a scary time. We had to prepare to get a criminal attorney, potentially the FBI might come to our home. And in this moment, in these extraordinary times, they require extraordinary action, and I am running for Congress to fight back. I learned how to fight from my mom. She had 4 babies by the time she was 20 years old. She grew up in part in Passaic County, and she raised us often by herself on a waitress's tips. And she worked very, very hard, but at times we needed food stamps and public housing and Medicaid programs that this administration clearly does not give a dang about. So if given the opportunity, there are some very clear things that I will make sure that get done and get delivered if I'm a congresswoman, and that I will fight for. 1, stopping the corruption. This is the most corrupt administration in our lifetimes. While they are getting richer, it is costing us, and self-serving bullies are bad for our pocketbooks. 2, we have to reverse the cuts from the big ugly bill from this past summer, specifically those that will cause healthcare costs to skyrocket right around the midterms next year. And 3, save you money on your utility bills by making sure that data centers are paying their fair share and investing in clean energy that will scale quickly to give us the supply that we need. Now, look, I am not a politician. I am not a lobbyist. I'm a mom and a fighter who likes to get things done and do the work. There are a lot of folks when I was knocking on doors, speaking of getting things done and knocking on doors over the summer and through the fall, almost every weekend for Mikey Sherrill to get her elected. There's something that I definitely heard consistently in the voters that I spoke to. And that is that voters and across party lines are looking for a home. Democrats are looking for Democrats to actually deliver, and independents and Republicans are looking for an alternative to Trump. This is an opportunity. This is the first congressional contest of 2026. And in that, we have an opportunity to lead right here in New Jersey's 11th district. We get to decide who we need to be as a Democratic Party going into a must-win midterm cycle for our economy and our democracy. Because if you want a thriving economy, you need a thriving democracy. They are connected. So in this must-win moment, we have a choice. And I am making the argument that the status quo, career politicians and lobbyists with corporate agendas will not meet this moment. Not when people in New Jersey and across America need us to fix things now, bring costs down now, and build a post-Trump world now. Winning does not look like more of the same. And so as my mom used to say when we were growing up, woulda, coulda, shouldas don't get the job done. I will be a Democrat that does not cave. I will be a progressive fighter that can win against Republicans and deliver results. And it would be an absolute honor to be of service. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, Tim, I'm going to have you unmute and ask Cammie the first question.
Okay, first question. Policy priorities and solutions. What are the top 2 to 3 issues you plan to tackle if elected? And what specific solutions would you propose? Please move beyond describing problems and articulate actionable plans.
Great. Some of this might feel a little bit repetitive to what I just shared. So I will hone in on a couple of these in greater depth. One, we have to reverse the cuts from this past summer. We are in a train wreck that is about to happen to our healthcare costs. And if we are not fighting tooth and nail to make sure that we are addressing those, it is going to drastically impact the bottom lines to an already hurting working families here in New Jersey and across America. 2, I happen to know a thing or two about energy and helping people save money on their energy bills. And I think that there is an opportunity in this because in working in partnership with the leadership that Mikey Sherrill is going to provide as her in day one of her as our governor in freezing utility rates for folks. And that is, we need to make sure at the federal level we are making very smart changes in energy as well to curb those costs. And I have a 3-part plan to do that. 1, if you want solar panels on your home and you're willing to plug into the grid, you should be able to get them. How do we pay for that? That will cost a fraction of what we just paid for Trump's tax cuts to billionaires. We can do that. 2, we need to be making sure that data centers are paying their fair share when they are building their facilities and using the energy that they need. And they can do that. And that was something that in my prior organization, we were building those relationships and having those conversations, and we can make that happen. And three, we need to change the incentive structure for how utility CEOs get paid their bonuses. If we are experiencing more an increase in our utility bills, you don't get to get a bonus as a result. And I think putting forward these ideas and things like that, the fastest way that we can reduce cost on our energy bills is making sure that we're scaling clean energy. And this is a way to do that.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Donna? We have to unmute you.
Unmute.
So this is on experience and qualifications, and you're going to find again some of these things you might have already given some answers on. But how does your background and professional experience prepare you to represent CD11 effectively in Congress?
Love this question. Thank you, Donna. I have spent my whole career working at the federal level to pass meaningful change in people's lives. And a little bit about why I do that. Growing up the way that I did, my mom, she had this practice that we used to do as kids that she called the good deed of the day. And so every day we would have to do something that was giving back. And sometimes it was her giving that last cash chip away to someone more in need. Sometimes it was us helping our neighbor with a chore. Did we complain? Yes, because we were kids. But what really I loved about it is we were always this home that had a lot of kids at it because we were this safe place to be. And so I knew from a very young age, if I had the opportunity to better my circumstances, I was the first person in my immediate family to go to college and graduate. I was going to pay it forward in as big, impactful way as possible. And that's exactly what I've been doing for 25 years. I worked on marriage equality before it became the law of the land by the Supreme Court. I've worked in raising millions of dollars for reproductive rights and choice for women. I've worked at Amnesty International on international human rights, as well as an immigration advocacy organization fighting for a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants and DACA recipients, as well as common sense immigration reforms. We got very close to that legislation, running towards that fire during the first Trump administration. And most recently, I helped pass the Inflation Reduction Act and made sure that clean energy can be affordable for everyone. So it's not just something that the wealthy can access, but it's something that low income and middle income communities can do as well. I've been working at this level for almost a quarter century on the very issues that we as Democrats have been fighting for working families. And I feel very well equipped to start on day one and making sure that we are doing that and delivering right now, because that's what people need Democrats to do. We need to be the party that delivers.
Excellent. Thank you. Sandra.
Hi, Cammie. My question is about electability and campaign strategy. What is your strategy to win this seat in the special election, including outreach to key voter groups in the district?
Thank you for your question. I think right now we're in a moment. We're in a moment that people are looking for more from the Democratic Party. And I spoke to it a little bit in my introduction. With this being the first congressional contest of 2026, it is very clear to me, if we want to win in a must-win midterm election cycle, the status quo and more of the same is not the answer. That is not what winning looks like. And so I think it's going to take people who come from different backgrounds, who may not be professional politicians, stepping up, as Obama used to say when I worked on his campaign, if not you, then who? Stepping up and bringing the perspectives that we do to actually drive that delivery. And on my campaign, I will be very strategic about making sure that that message is heard, making sure that I am delivering that living room to living room, neighborhood to neighborhood, parent to parent, like school party to school party. I'm very much a mom in my community, and that's a big base of mine and a big base of support, especially given some of the challenges that we are facing in our public schools. And then I think in a race this crowded, we have the data and the tools to do this. I will know my voter, and I will be very disciplined about going to that voter. I am a door knocker, I'm a phone caller, and I will not be out hustled in this race. I will bring heart and hustle to making sure that I'm meeting my supporters and I'm getting them to the polls.
Thank you. Judy.
Hello. This is about leadership and collaboration. Congress requires negotiation and coalition building. Can you give an example from your career where you successfully worked across differences to achieve a goal?
Yeah, when I worked at the Immigration Advocacy and Criminal Justice Organization prior to working at the Clean Energy Organization that was leading, our big focus is that we needed to get votes from red districts, from Republicans. So we worked in a bipartisan fashion on solutions that we all could agree on that would help secure our border, help process like the massive backlog in our immigration processes, and also approach that with empathy and humanity, and recognizing like the value of having a diversity in our country and being a place where people can see themselves from all over the globe coming and being able to thrive. And and you just do the work of that and having the conversation and finding where you can identify that common ground and understanding, recognizing the positive intent in one another and being able to do that. I think in these polarizing times, it has been really hard for people to come together from places of recognizing positive intent from one another. And we have to be able to get back to that if we want to be able to deliver. You don't grow up in the way that I do and some of the like hard places that I do without being able to talk to people, connect with them, and bring them along on the journey that we need to go on to get something done.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And then Sherry is going to close out our regular questions.
Hi, Cammie. My question is with regard to party building. Can you describe your efforts to help elect Democrats at the local, state, and federal level?
Great question. So my very first job, not my very first job, I would say my very first serious job right out of college after, I was tossing pizzas and telemarketing, waiting tables, all the things you do to work your way through school. I was a campaign manager for a first-time candidate in Seattle, Washington, in a 5-way primary. And he had a very clear message of what he was going to go do and get done, and that was pass marriage equality in that state. And we worked really, really hard to make that happen. And he won by just a little over 200 votes that we did together. We knocked on over, I think, 130,000 doors, recruited 300 volunteers, and really won that again with heart and hustle. That's just one specific example of how I've done that. And I'm very familiar with the DNC and in supporting Democrats across the country, especially in swing areas where we need to move the needle in order to be in positions of power to make the big policy change that we need to do.
Great, thank you. One question that I have for you now is, you are currently running in the special election for the special general in April. Should you not be named the candidate for the special election, would you plan to continue running in the regular primary?
I will support the person who wins.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. And then my last question to you, our last question to you, before we go to our brief lightning round, is you are starting your political career by running for Congress rather than first serving in local office. Given the complexity of the job, Why should voters believe that you have the experience, judgment, and skill set necessarily not only to win, but to govern effectively?
I have been working on passing some of the biggest, momentous policy achievements for Democrats in the last 25 years, with helping to pass the Affordable Care Act and also the Inflation Reduction Act most recently. This is the playing field where I operate, and this is the playing field where I have gotten things done. And right now, where it is felt at that level specifically, Democrats and Republicans alike have failed to deliver for working people. That is where I am most talented and have the experience where I've actually done those things. And frankly, I don't think anybody else in this race can say that they have that as well. So that's why I'm running.
Excellent, thank you. All right, well, that brings us to our lightning round, and Donna, you are going to do that for us.
Okay, here we go. This is the policy lightning round. These are all yes or no questions.
Okay.
Do you support access to affordable health care for all, including protections for pre-existing conditions?
Absolutely, yes.
Do you support policies that promote racial, gender, and LGBTQ plus equity?
Absolutely, yes.
Do you support policies to address climate change and expand clean energy?
Absolutely, yes.
Do you support reproductive rights, including a woman's right to choose?
Absolutely, yes.
Do you support protecting and expanding voting rights?
Yes, absolutely.
And do you support comprehensive immigration reform, including a path to citizenship for undocumented immigrants?
I sure do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, this is the time when I ask the members of our screening committee if there are any questions that they would like to ask or any additional follow-ups from anything that Cammie has said. Judy, or not Judy, Sherry, I'm going to start it with you because I know you do have a question.
I do. My question to you is Morris County centric. Because we're the Morris County Democratic Committee, of course, we want to make sure that the issues of our constituents are being addressed. So are there any issues relating specifically to Morris County that you would like to discuss as part of your platform?
I think throughout the district, one of the most favorite topics to harp about is New Jersey Transit and the lack thereof and its reliability to get us to and from where we need to go. And that is one area that will be really important to this role in this position, and also from a federal level, making sure that we have the infrastructure investments to build what we need.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else? Judy?
Yeah, I was interested in what you were saying about the renewable energy, and that's near and dear to my heart. It's very hard, as a council person, it's very hard to get my Republican people in Parsippany to even talk about that. So how would you, as a congressperson, even attempt to do that across the district? Especially when a lot of the stuff from the top federal has just been like, they don't even think about that anymore, and everything's been decimated from the top.
So this is what really I find pretty bonkers about what this administration has done. And I think it's somewhere almost $10 billion in clean energy investments were eliminated almost overnight, and has really harmed a budding industry, and as they're really trying to figure out what they do in this moment and hoping that something changes very quickly. Look, we are in a position now where it is an economic win to do this. You can talk to Republicans and independents and those around this from your pocketbook issue.
Your pocketbook, yeah.
That's why Rewiring America, when I was there, we're very focused on, this is about how we save you money on your energy bills. This is about transitioning us off of in a way that makes sense, in a way that's appropriate for people's lives, off of a fossil dependence into a clean energy economy that is making electricity cheaper for everyone and making us more secure. When you offer solar panels to all of our, like all American homes, and they plug into the grid, that not only reduces peak demand, which is when you see prices skyrocket, but also makes us more secure because you have greater grid resilience.
Right.
You can't attack any one point. So you have the security and you have the economics part of this. And it just so happens to also help reduce emissions and help meet our decarbonization goals, which is nice too. But if you lead with the place where it's most important to them,
The pocketbook.
the pocketbook right now, everybody has their pocketbook.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's like this economy is not in a healthy place. I'm like, and the Trump administration has eliminated any real data on that. In talking to voters and talking to donors, like people are scared. They're scared in two ways. One, they're scared if that they are not in an economic crisis right now. They are lying awake right now, thinking that they are one bad day away from that. And two, they're afraid of their federal government. And in this moment, as Democrats, it's not pretending we don't feel that fear. It's knowing that that fear exists, and it's courage. It's the courage to step up and in and run for Congress when you haven't ever run for Congress before, because you know you can deliver on pocketbook issues like saving people money on their energy bills.
Great. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? John Aiden, who's one of our committee members, had to leave before you joined us, but one of the questions that he likes to ask, which I think is such a great question, is what about this process makes you happy? What do you enjoy? Running for Congress is a big lift. Tell us something that puts some gas in your tank or some, I don't know, wind in your windmill, as it were.
So I really love talking to voters. Like I love talking to people. It's why I knocked on doors all summer. I want to, I like to know where people are, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they're going through, to best serve and best be an advocate. I've been very intentional in my career and building the organizations and teams that I have to really understand and know the people that I'm serving, even in the leadership capacities that I've had and in those organizations. And this is no different. I think someone who is called to service loves it because they love the people in it. And I really enjoy that through and through.
Thank you. All right, well, that brings us to the end, I think, of our questions. So are there any final thoughts or anything that you didn't get to cover that you would like to share with us before we end?
Yes, I want to put a point on or underscore this point that I've made over the course of this conversation. I think we as Democrats understand that we need to fight right now. You will hear a lot of that argument from many of the other dozen or so folks who are in this race. You will also hear a lot of talk about affordability. And great, we're on message. And the future of our party hinges on our ability to deliver on those things. And being someone who has actually done that at the federal level, at massive scale, and knows that world and what you in the backbone that you need to have to do that, that is the fighter and type of party we need to be right now. Folks are looking for us to be that, are hungry for us to be that. And I'm the only one in this race that has delivered on domestic issues at scale that are going to address those pocketbook issues that are keeping people awake at night about this economy.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It has been great to hear more about your campaign and learn more about you. We know that we're going to be seeing you at various meet and greets between now and December 14th, but we look forward to seeing you at our nominating convention on Sunday.
I look forward to seeing you as well. Thank
Great.
you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening.
Yeah.
Thank you.